Here's integrated 3. This is problem 9-115. It wants me to factor the problem from 9-114. So I've already got my my polynomial written, so maybe we'll just use this one to factor. So I've already figured out that the only factors that could possibly exist are 1 and -1, 3 and -3, or 5 and -5. So we'll just go ahead and start trying. I'm just going to try +1 because you have to start somewhere. So so you start out by putting the cubed term in the top left-hand corner. So I know this is an area model, so the top has to be x squared. And then x squared times 1 makes x squared. And now these two that are diagonal, they have to add up to the x squared term. So if this is 1x squared and I need it to add to -5x squared, this must be -6x squared. And that forces this top part to be -6x, because x times -6x has to equal what's inside. And then I've got 1 times -6x is -6x. I need these two boxes to add up to 11. So this has to be 17, because -6 plus 17 is what makes 11. Well, that makes this box have to be 17. 17 times nothing is going to give me my -15. So it's not going to be x plus 1. So we're going to try the next one on my list is going to be x plus 2. So let's try it again. So sorry, not x plus 2, x plus -1. Because remember, x plus 2, we said that's not going to work. So x minus 1. Okay, so remember, I'm trying to multiply out to get x cubed. So this has to be x squared. This will be -x squared. These two have to add up to -5x squared. So this will be -4x squared. That forces this top part to be -4x. -4x times -1 is 4x. My x's have to add up to 11, so I guess that makes this 7x, and it forces this top part to be 7. And then this ends up being -7. Well, that's not -15, so I'm going to keep going and try again. It's kind of just a bunch of trying, but at least we are able to minimize the number of trials we have to go through. So I'm going to try 3. Because remember, it was 1, 3, and 5, positive or negative. So this will be x squared. 3x squared. My x squareds have to add up to -4, so that'll be -7. 7x, 21x. Remember, our x's have to add up to make -11. So $33 is not -15. So let's try x minus 3. The x squareds have to add up to what? -5x squared. So that this has to be a -2x. And then this has to be 6x. And then the x's have to add up to 11. So this will be 5x. This is looking promising. And this has to be 5. There is my negative 15. Okay, so all that hard work, and I found out that I can factor this as x minus 3 times x squared minus 2x plus 5. Okay, so I want to take the quadratic and see if I can factor it. So I need something that multiplies to make 5 and adds to make negative 2. And so 5 times 1 are the only possible ways to multiply to get 5. So I think I have to use the quadratic. Well, this is the factored, so this is the answer to the letter A, I believe. And then the answer to letter B is going to be from here, from the zero product property, we're going to get x equals 3. And then from here, we're going to get whatever comes out of the quadratic formula. So we've got A equals 1, B equals negative 2, C equals 5. So we've got negative B, which will be 2 plus or minus square root B squared, which is 4 minus 4 times A times 5 all over 2. So that's going to give me 2 plus or minus square root of 4 minus 20 all over 2. So that gives me 2 plus or minus 4 minus 20 would be negative 16. Negative 16 all over 2. And so that gives me 2 plus or minus 4i all over 2. So these are the two answers. Well, there's really three answers. There's a positive here and a negative on this bottom one, and then that's